This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to a brand new year of EA Sports NHL 23 here on the PS4. Obviously, guys still rocking the old gen consoles and we're still rocking and rolling old school tech, but that's a-okay, folks. Today, getting the Edmonton Oilers franchise mode started here on NHL 23. Quickly, if you're asking Tyson, you're an Oilers YouTuber, why the heck are you messing around with NHL 23? There's a couple of quick questions for you to answer. Do I like views? Absolutely, I do. Do I like video games? I still do. I'm a 26-year-old man that still likes video games. Don't mind that. And secondary to that, I put a note to you folks on the community tab, and 76% of 157 people voted yes. That's over 100 folks that voted yes to this. So just to get a note here, and second to that, I've also done this for several years over the course of my career here on YouTube. So let's get it going and let's get this rocking and rolling. And I'm just sitting here. I think this will be a fun way, more or less, even if I only do this for October, to kick off the Oilers season and get us some extra Oilers coverage here on the channel when maybe it's a slower news day and realistically we don't have something too great to talk about. So folks, here we go. The Edmonton Oilers, well, preseason, that's all doesn't really count for much. They don't know how to calculate that in NHL 22. But first thing I want to do is, folks, if you're new to the channel, we do Edmonton Oilers discussion, like actual Oilers discussion, every day here on the channel. This is just something I'm adding in. If you want to subscribe for that, I'd greatly appreciate it. And secondary to this, folks, if you're tuning in this morning here on Tuesday, October 11th, I cannot wait to be at the Oilers home opener with Patrick, the Oilers fanatic, and we're going to have ourselves a great old time. First off, let's go to edit lines and let's see what the heck we got going on here. You got Draisaitl, McDavid, Yamamoto. Turn off edit lines, come on. And Yamamoto up there, Puljujarvi, Nugent Hopkins, and Evander Kane. So obviously there's some stuff we got to edit the lines here, and you kind of get how this is going to actually look for the Oilers in the NHL lineup. Right, is right here, right here, right here. Go over here, go over here, go over here. Kind of takes shape, doesn't it? That kind of looks a little bit more proper for what we're supposed to see. However, because of the way things are going to go right out of the gate, you've got kind of a different situation, and we will let it kind of buck out of the gate. I've done some work in the background, so as we hopefully do, it does not appear we do. He's down in the minors, but we'll edit that as we go along. I just want to basically give you the roster overview, give you my overview for the series and everything there. So let me see if I can't get to the defense first, and then we'll talk about things from there. So defense, you got Nurse, you got Barrie, you got Murray, Ceci, Bouchard, and Kulak. And then once you get to the defense as well, you got Broberg scratched, who will be down in the minors to start things out, or we could keep him up here. That's up to you guys. Realistically, I'm open to a little bit of public opinion on this series as well, so don't mind me asking your guys' opinion every little bit as we go along in this video. Goalies as well, you've got Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner. It's nice to see that they gave Stuart Skinner that nice 79 overall rating as opposed to really dumping on him. And you see Dylan Holloway is there. He's listed still in the game as a primary center, although we'll have him in on the wing. So you want to kind of see how this actually translates out to the Oilers opening night lineup. You've got Tyler Benson coming out. You got Derek Ryan going to the fourth line. And it's Devon Shore, Kyler Yamamoto, and Derek Ryan on that fourth line. You got Dylan Holloway there, who's a 77 overall medium elite player. He's got some really good looking skills here as a 77 overall. I mean, I still don't understand how he quite could be a 77 overall. However, right, looks very good. He's listed as a what? Is he listed as? No, hold on. We don't know what we're doing. Been a while. Dylan Holloway is listed as a two-way forward. That's what you got to keep in mind. Evander Kane listed as a power forward, and you kind of get how that goes. Even Devon Shore this year is getting a respectable rating. I think the biggest rating mishap that I've seen so far in this is the fact that Brett Kulak is only an 80 overall. Now you quickly go on down to the minors where you see Niemelainen, Cuckoo, Kesselring, Kemp, Caldas, and Vinny Desharnais, all guys that we saw more or less in training camp, except for Slater Cuckoo, despite getting the bad news on him as well. You got Janmark down here, McKay, Costin, right? Costin's a guy we could call up. Lavoie, Griffith, Bailey, all at 75 overall. Tullio, Malone, Esposito in there, right? You're still talking about guys we saw at NHL main camp for the Oilers. Graham McPhee, Budens, and of course Cambietz. And then you go over the goaltending as well, where you've got Calvin Pickard and Olivier Rodrigue, and you have Ryan Fanti in here. You don't. You have, though, you have Point here, who was one of the Oilers signings the other day. Well, actually, the Bakersfield Condors signings the other day. So for the Oilers, there's quite a few guys that are down here in the system. You look at the scratched lineup as well. You got Hamblin, Petrov, Bourgault, Lindewall, Schaefer, Warner, Rassinen, Point, Keel, Brubisher, and Rimeshaw down there as well, scratched on the minor side of things for the Oilers. So that's your kind of more or less roster overview, I guess you could say. You kind of go over here, and where do we have it? Where is it here? You want to look at view contracts, and this is the other side too, where we can kind of look at the contracts for the Oilers and see where it's going to be. Contracts, extensions, yeah, we can kind of see that as well. But you go over to in the system, you got the guys we've already talked about. You start going down a little bit more. There's Jake Chiasson, who's still unsigned, but he's 64 overall. Who else do you got? Nobody really else. I think everybody else is kind of already signed. So that's an interesting get for the Oilers' main system, is that there's only one guy unsigned at this point out of 44 possible contracts. You get into the goalies as well. You got Pickard and Rodrigue in there. And that's it. That's all in the minor league system that we really have to take care of. So that's why guys are so readily available in the Bakersfield Condors system. Secondary to that, you kind of look over here. I want to show you the trade values of some of these guys. Just quickly show off what we can and cannot do with the Oilers. Should you want to suggest that Warren Foegele trade to me, that'd be greatly appreciated. But you look at this, it's Connor, it's Leon, it's Dylan Holloway, and then it's Darnell Nurse. You got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jesse Puljujärvi, Kyler Yamamoto, Evander Kane, and then it kind of starts falling off. Bourgault up there, Broberg up there, Schaefer up there, and you kind of see how little value some of these Edmonton Oilers really have in the transition of trade value on NHL 23 this year. Warren Foegele, all the way down here, barely legible. You'd be lucky to get a third round pick for him, in my opinion. So that's where we're sitting there. And then you kind of look at this too. This is the exciting part. We get to get the schedule underway as Oilers fans here right away in September is done with. So we go over to October. It's October 12th. And this is the one that kills me right here. We have to play on Wednesday, and then we don't play again till Sunday this week. That is absolutely heartbreaking. And then it's another 2 days off until Buffalo, and then suddenly we start going one day hockey, one day hockey. So even my weekend that I get to spend house sitting, I only truly get to watch 2 hockey games before I get out of there and get back to regular routine on Wednesday nights. So that's where we sit, is only 2 hockey games. The Oilers season, you can see there's quite a few games per month here as we go along, and this should be the Oilers official calendar too, because NHL should not be all screwed up. And April 2023 ends with a date against the San Jose Sharks at home on April 13th. So there you go. That is the calendar as it stands ahead of our franchise mode here. I don't want to get anyone injured. I don't want to do anything too crazy. So here we go, folks. This is our Edmonton Oilers franchise mode for 2023. Basically, I don't think there's anything else we need to know, other than I maybe want to find out who our head coach is here at the NHL level, because apparently that's going to affect things. It's McCabe, so what's his name? The name minus coach, Maximus McCabe. You see this, penalty kill A+. The teaching is a B minus. Coach influence is a B. Power play is a B. You got defense at an A minus. You got offense at an A minus. He's a defenseman first, teaching specialty. Currently has no concerns, and his team fit is only a 50%. So my friends, are we potentially looking at already just out of preseason firing our head coach and going out and getting a guy who much better fits this Edmonton Oilers lineup at current? Because you kind of look at who might be out there and available in terms of hiring staff now, and there might be a guy for us Edmonton Oilers fans on NHL 22 or 23, sorry, who may be a much better option. There really isn't though, right? Nighty out there, James out there, you got Lyon out there, and you got Bliznak out there, but none of these guys are going to be probably a better fit. 60% fit for Wilson Nighty, so you could just go out there and take a worse coach for a better situation for the team fit. That's a potential. So there you go, guys. Lots to chew on here in episode 1 of our Edmonton Oilers franchise mode. Again, one last quick look at the lines and how it all stacks up. That defense, we didn't really take a look at how it's going to stack up too quickly, but go to the defense quick and you go Cody Ceci up there, you go Evan Bouchard there, and you go Brett Kulak there. And we still got some -1s on the board. You got Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci leading the way as your top tier defenseman on this squad. And then here's your lines ready to rock and roll. And again, I don't think they're doing the Oilers complete justice. I think Zach Hyman's a little bit better player than that when considered against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. However, not quite. And that's where we find ourselves having to almost build some better overalls into this team just naturally by playing some games and getting these team players up in overall. Folks, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I look forward to your feedback on episode 1 here, releasing at 7:30 in the morning. I am up on Gone.